Green flag, green flag, red flag.
Yes.
We're gonna be talking about both. Green flags are what we're focusing on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now we all know how to spot the red flag. We all know how to spot. If I had a whistle, I would do a whistle. But we all know how to spot them, or we should. Now we're gonna talk about the green flag, ones that get overlooked. The green flags represent the good, the good in a person that is overlooked because he's more red flag. Okay?
And all red flags aren't deal breakers. You got to know what your deal breakers are. And we all know there's some red flags that we definitely should not involve ourselves in. Then we got to realize that we have to be able to see the good also and not focus so much on the red.
Amen. Amen. We have to be aware of everything that's going on around, or we should be aware of everything that's going on in relationships. That's the reason why we say don't rush into it. Take your time, do your homework, study. It's important. You'll see more than you think you do. And a lot of times, like we see things and we act like we don't, and that's where we make the biggest mistake. You should never act like you don't see it. That's being in denial. Those red flags, the ones you act like you don't see, are the ones that will hurt you.
Right. That's
They
true.
will hurt
That's
you in the
true.
end.
And sometimes we just get so used to looking at the bad and the negative traits. And that's just human nature. You know, our mind is trained to just see all the wrong and not see anything good. So that's why we wanted to talk about the green flags also, because we're focusing so much on the red that we don't see the good in a person. Everybody has some good in them. Everybody has some red flags going on and some green flags. But you just got to know what you're looking for and what you're willing to tolerate. Yes.
Yeah, because everybody has a different toleration. Everybody has one. Some things that may irritate other people don't irritate.
Right.
So you may that I'm
Exactly.
but okay, we will go on into our little session here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the green flags, they say go look a little deeper. Maybe this person is not as bad as I thought they were. Because when we focus on the wrong things, that's all we're going to see is the wrong things. But when we allow our eyes to be open and take the film off our eyes, look from a different set of lenses, we'll be able to see something different about a person.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to study the person. We got to think the best about people, like the Bible tells us that we should do. Think the best. Some people are really trying to be the best that they can be. But if we keep knocking the person down, you're never going to see the good in that person because you always going to bring into light what they do wrong. And me and Burnie talked, we was talking about how this session is not just for people that are single. This session will help married couples out also. Because if you've been married any amount of time, you'll know that if you've been married any amount of time, you know that there are some things that maybe red flags with your spouse, green flags with your spouse. But we tend to, if our spouse does 10 things right and one thing wrong, we'll go in for that wrong thing that they do. So we have to learn how to encourage each other. We have to learn how to speak good words to each other and look for the good in each other as a married couple. We tend to forget that as married people.
Yeah, you do.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the past hurts, past things that have been done with we get so defensive. And if you do this here wrong, regardless of all the good that you done did, you still be tripping like over the line. You'll be tripping on it. But like you said, we try to focus on the green, to focus on the good, because like you will see a lot of good, maybe some good that you didn't even recognize.
Mm-hmm.
If you stop to think, we said like to make a list, make a list of the red flag action and make a list of the green flag.
Right.
Get a paper, go down the middle, one side red, one side green, and you'll see how it adds up. You see how to add something. This is like something that you would do to help you out. This is see things that you normally like you just put aside.
Yes.
You know, so it's important to pay attention to everything that's happening around you, especially like in your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people say, "Well, I never noticed that. I never noticed that," because they never took the time out for it. A lot of people are so busy, keep trying to keep up with life, that they're missing out for the things that's happening right in their own relationship.
That's true. Like we say in marriage, we tend to just focus on the wrong thing.
Mhm.
Who wants to be married to someone that only sees the wrong that they do? They walking around, you walking around on eggshells because you know that this person is going to focus on everything that you're doing wrong instead of the right things that you do. I know in our household, Burnie does all the washing, and it would be wrong of me to focus on we're not the same person, so we don't wash the same. So if I'm going to focus on well, if I were you, Burnie, I wouldn't do it like that. I need to be focused on the fact that Burnie is washing the clothes. I don't have to wash him, and he's doing a great job at doing it instead of me pointing the finger at everything that he's doing wrong. What's that gonna make you want to do?
Not do it.
That's right, and I want him to do it. So
You know, it's a lot of things that we're guilty of. A lot of things that we like. I say petty. We blow petty things up, and it really redirects your relationship. It redirects it because if it's a petty thing, something that's like a minute thing, okay, like some situation we say like scratching on the chalk. Okay, that's irritating. Now there are some people that don't bother.
Right.
But for most people, that's irritating. So that's like it's just something that needs to be addressed in that relationship. You're not going to don't judge another relationship by your relationship. Don't judge all the things that happened by your past. Don't do that. Don't bring up your past into your present relationship. If this happened to me, and I don't want this to happen no more. So I'm gonna look at all of this. I'm gonna say, no, you need to be looking for this in order for you to have a happy relationship. You need to be looking for these.
That's right. And that brings us to our first scripture, Philippians 4:8 in the NLT. It says, and now, dear brothers and sisters, one final thing. Fix your thoughts on what is true, what is honorable and right and pure and lovely and admirable. Think about things that are worthy, excellent, and worthy of praise. When we allow ourselves to think on the good things, the things that are worthy of praise, and not the things that are worthy of you getting upset with a person because of all the things that they're doing. Think on the things that are worthy of praise, the things that are excellent, the things that are right. Don't think about all the wrong things, because you think about all the wrong things, that's going to destroy the way that you look at a person. You're getting to know a person, and all you're looking at is what that person does wrong. You'll never get the first base if you're just looking at everything wrong that a person does. Everybody has something that they're doing good. And everybody wants to be praised for the good things that they do instead of pointing the finger at them saying, you did that wrong. You don't clean up the whole house, and your husband walks in and all he sees is that you missed a spot on the floor when you were mopping. The whole house is clean, the house is smelling good, but he's focused on that one little spot. You come in, you expect him to say, honey, the floor looks so good, the house smells good. He come in like, I see you missed a spot.
Yeah.
That's gonna make you not want to clean up nothing else.
And it will, that's normal with me, though. It should be normal with me. If you're working hard, you're kind of trying to make sure everything is right in your relationship and whatnot, and then all they do is they pick out some minute thing and blow that up into a side of the mountain and whatnot.
Exactly.
All the other work is just forgotten about.
That's right.
Okay, so that takes the wind out of yourself.
It does.
That takes it takes the energy out, because now like it's affecting your attitude towards that person.
That's right.
Okay, now I thought I was doing something good, but now you're critical of this small little thing.
Yeah.
That turns your relationship from good to worse, so bad. You know, instead of you figure, oh yeah, I'm gonna get the green flag, but they take that minute thing and boom, it's all red. They say, well, what did I do wrong?
Yeah.
You know, it's one little thing, or you missed that spot right there. You know, if you've been paying attention, like you'd have got there. How you know they wasn't paying attention?
Exactly.
How you know?
For sure.
We're so quick to judge people the wrong way. You know, that you used to what they say that you don't judge a book by its cover, but most of the time you have to open up that book to even investigate the book itself.
Right.
So we can't be so quick to judge. We can't be so quick to throw people under the bus.
Yeah.
We can't be so quick to say a person that's not worthy of them. But it all boils down to one thing though, really. You gotta learn how to pray. You have to learn how to pray. And we focus on the reading the word because the word is what keeps us in line.
It's gonna tell you how to act, and it's gonna tell you how to treat a person.
I'll tell you, I mean, because when you want to be guided by God, you have to refer to the word. You have to. And without it, like you're gonna be out of line. You're gonna be off. You're gonna be on the wrong side of the highway. You know, so it's important. Stay connected with God and allow God to lead and guide you. You know, we look for the good in a person. Let the Lord shine that light on that relationship. If you're gonna be committed, let the Lord do the shining on. Let the Lord show you the things that need to be discussed, and the things that need to be checked.
Right. And 1 Corinthians 13:7, you know, that's our love chapter. That's the chapter that we go through when we're struggling with our love walk. And it tells us exactly what we're supposed to be looking for and what we're supposed to be doing. 1 Corinthians 13:7 in the Amplified Classic Edition says, love bears up under anything and everything that comes, is ever ready to believe the best of every person. Its hopes are faithless under all circumstances, and it endures everything without weakening. You know, we're supposed to see the best in a person. Like I said, everybody has flaws. Everybody has some things that they're going through. But if we getting to know someone, don't just go into a relationship seeing the worst in a person. Like my husband said, maybe you've been hurt or whatever the case may be, and you going in there, all you want to do is check out the wrong stuff about that person. That person gonna never want to be in a relationship with you. All you're doing is pointing the finger at them. It draws people together when you start complimenting each other and seeing the good in each other. That's what we need to see in each other in order for us to flow and be who God has called us to be. Believe the best of every person. Look for the best in every person. Everybody has some good in there. Their good may not be like your good, your bad may not be like their bad, but everybody has some good in them. You know, start looking, instead of picking out all the negative things about a person, pick out the good things about that person.
That's right. You'll be surprised. You might be more surprised than you think. You know, we're so quick to down a person. We're so quick to, like we're saying, to throw a person under the bus for the minute thing.
Throw them under the bus and run over them.
And then back it up and run them over again. But we have to stay focused. We have to be real.
Yes,
you know, we'll put more on another person than we do on ourselves. You know, some people will say, "Well, I got it, but that's okay." But they're doing the same thing. No, you'll criticize them, but you're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So let's be real and let's focus on some green flags.
Yeah, that's why relationships can't go the way they're supposed to go, because we're so focused on the bad things about our spouse. We're so focused on the bad things about the person that we're in a relationship with, that we're trying to get to know. We have to start trying to look at the good things about a person. Sometimes you got to look harder on some people than others, but it's some good in everybody, and that's what we need to be focusing on. We all know about the red flags. We all know the things that we should not definitely put up with, but we need the green flag. Say, look a little farther. You know, maybe this person has something in them that you need. You know, look a little farther and see. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna discuss some relationship green flags, some things that a person may bring to the table that you can say, okay, this is good right here. So,
and if you agree, hopefully you will. You know, we would say like on our list of first green flags would be they apologize when they're wrong.
That's a good one.
Their words and their behavior align. A person takes responsibility for what they've done. We call it, when the men do it, we call it manning up.
Right.
Manning up. I'm gonna take responsible. I'm not gonna throw this off to something else.
Mhm.
I'm gonna take responsibility for what I've done.
That's right.
That's a person that's being real.
That's right.
That's one. That's a
Mhm.
green flag.
Yeah, the person know that they said something that hurt you or offended you, and they come back and they apologize. You know, I didn't mean to say it like that, and please forgive me. That's a good green flag right there. That's one that we should give a little check mark beside, because this is good, because a lot of people don't know how to apologize when they're wrong. But when a person can come to you and apologize, that's a blessing.
Amen.
And their words and behavior align. What they're saying and how they're acting, it's all coming together. You can see it.
Yeah, you see it.
So that's good.
Right. They don't say one thing and then they'll do another.
That's right.
What they say they do.
Right.
The things like you should really applaud.
Applaud. Go forward with those. Those are safe.
Mhm.
Those are safe.
They encourage your connections with others,
Mhm.
family and friends.
Right.
They encourage you. They
Mhm.
encourage you. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good, because you should want a person that is that way. You
Yeah.
should want a person that encourages your connection and encourage you to do more.
Yeah.
You know?
Encourage you to see your family more. Encourage you to talk to your friends. Encourage you to have friends, because some people don't want you to have friends and want to isolate you from your family. But when you meet somebody and they encourage you to stay connected to your family, you're going through something with your family, and they're like, you need to really call your brother and talk to him and work this out. Or they're with you they're mad because you're mad. So now they're like, I wouldn't talk to him either. You don't need that type of person in your family. You need somebody that can help you to be closer with your family, to bring you and your friends together. That's what you need. They know that you need connections in your life. They know that it shouldn't be just them. We all need an out.
Yeah. But that's a good green flag if they're encouraging you to do.
Yes.
It's a red flag if they encourage you not to do it.
That's right.
There you go.
And another one, they speak about their ex with respect. Now, we all have exes. We all have someone else in our life. So when you first meet somebody and all they do is talk about their ex and they bring their ex down, saying the breakup was because of their ex and all that, that's not good. But when they talk about their ex with respect, they acknowledge the wrong that they've done. I would have left me too if I would have treated them like that. That's a green flag.
That's a green flag. Now, I'm gonna say this: talking about your ex should not be an everyday conversation.
No.
I don't care how much you applaud. That should not be every time they turn around you talking about your ex.
Then something is wrong there.
Then that's a red flag.
It is. But when they talk about their ex with respect, then they have a good heart.
Amen.
They have a good heart. And they treat others with respect. They treat their family with respect. Some people don't know how to talk to their family. They don't know how to talk to their friends, and they down them. So when they get upset and something's going on, they're gonna down you also. And they have good manners. They know how to say please. They know how to say thank you. That's very important when you first meet a person. You watch how their characteristics about them. You watch how they talk about other people. You watch how they treat people. You watch when you go out to a restaurant or to a store, how they interact with people.
Now, I'm gonna tell you, I had when my dating days, I'm gonna tell you, I went out with somebody who was very rude, very rude. I did not know they were like this. I did not know. That would be considered the red flag because they constantly belittled the waiter, the waitress, belittled the food and everything. And that was the only person in the whole place that was complaining about it. There was nobody in there that was complaining about anything. This was not right. This was not right. And I said, and then was about the waiter didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
That was the most embarrassment that I ever been. Red flag, right there. That taught me, no, I don't need to be around this person.
That's right. That's right. When I met Burnie was like the most mild-mannered person that I ever met. He was very respectful. He knew how to talk to people and all that. So I knew he was going to be a great person to go forward into a relationship with, because everything that he presented said green flag. He had a few red flags, but the green flags overrode the red flags, and that's what you got to be looking at also. He knew how to present himself with people You know, he probably had to help me out a few times with people as far as at the restaurants and places like that. Like, I wasn't as bad as this person he's talking about, but you know, I voice my opinion sometimes, and he'll give me a look like, okay, that's enough. But they, you know, you got to look at another green flag is they know how to talk to people and their family and friends. Your family and your friends like them. When I first met Burnie, I mean, I had my youngest son. He was like, well, ain't nobody good enough for mommy. But when he met Burnie, he was like, I really like Mr. Burnie. My mom liked him. My brother liked him when he finally met you. My brother liked him. Daughter, you know, oldest son, everybody liked Burnie. Then when I took Burnie to church, my pastor loved him too. So I was like, this is a good person. You dating somebody don't nobody like that, that's a red flag. The red flag. But if your family like, oh, I really like him.
That becomes one of the big red flags.
Yep.
Everybody don't like it.
Yep. At the end of the day, you're the one that's gonna pick the person. But learn how to listen to your family and your friends, because they're gonna see things that you can't see. But they say, girl, man, I really like them. That's something to pay attention to. That's a huge green flag when your friends like the person that you're presenting to them. Green flag.
Yes, green flag, good. Red flag.
And they communicate clearly and honestly.
Honestly, clearly. So if there is no mistake of what was said or what was supposed to be done, making sure you understand what was said and how it was said and how it's supposed to be. Not leaving out anything. Well, like yeah, how you say, well, you didn't say that. You didn't tell me that part. Yeah. That's a miscommunication. That's a red flag. Red flag. And they constantly keep doing it. That means that they're not really focused on what they're supposed to be. We look for the green flag. If you're communicating and you're making sure everything is clear, then you're taking responsibility again. Yes, and they're honest in their communication. If they say they're gonna call you at a certain time, they call you. If they know they can't, they'll send you a little text or something to say, you know, something came up, I won't be able to call you. You know, they communicate clearly and honestly with you. They set honor, and respect boundaries. You may have some boundaries in place. They don't try to come in and try to make you go to the left of your boundaries or to the right. You know, they like, you know, I respect your boundaries. I honor your boundaries because they have boundaries too. Yeah. And we all should be respectful of each other's boundaries. We all should be respectful because everybody has them. You got to come together so you can work together with those boundaries. That's right. Because everybody can do it. You know, it's no sense of you trying to make a person do something that they don't want to do. It's like, okay, but you should try this. You know, people, I know, like you've been there, you've been out somewhere, like, you know, you go somewhere to go eat, and you should try this. I don't like that. If a person said they don't like, then what's the next thing coming? Well, you should try this here. Maybe like when you had like it wasn't fixed right. Yeah. So you go ahead and you go ahead and try it, and also like if you find out you still don't like it, that's the stop right there. Okay, I tried it, I don't like it. It should not go no further than that. Right. Okay, I don't like it. Okay, they don't like that. That's it. But some people will try to force you to go ahead. You need to enjoy that. That's real good, right? No, if I don't like it, I don't like it. Right. I set boundaries. This is something I don't do. I don't go. I don't like to do this here. I don't like to do that there. They respect it, and you have to respect the person boundary, just like you. Give and take, give and take. Right. You keep it on the front. You keep it right on the ups. You don't try to do anything behind the person's back and be sneaky. Well, I'm gonna do this anyway. Right. Well, my boundaries is this and right here, but if you can't respect these boundaries, then we gotta go. Yeah. They respect your boundaries. They honor your boundaries. They show up authentically and offer you space to do the same. You can be yourself around them. You don't have to try to be nobody else, because you can be yourself around this person. You can be vulnerable around this person. Yeah. Without feeling like somebody like is smothering you. Okay, so that's another boundary too. That's another boundary. When we set things in motion, and that if a person feels like, okay, yeah, I'm liking this person, but a person feel like they have to be around that person 24 hours a day. That's smothering. That is smothering right there. You don't have to be around that person, but the person can't go to the bathroom without you being right there. Well, what I mean, that's that's going way beyond boundaries. You know, I just want to hear your voice. I just want to talk to you. Let me get finished doing what I'm doing, and I can come back and talk to you. But see, that's a cry for help, right?
Yeah. It's a green flag when a person definitely lets you be yourself. They know what you placed on this earth to do, and they let you be who God created you to be. That's a green flag. But if you with a person and you can't be yourself around them, you got to shut off everything just to, be with them. That's a red flag. But like we said, we're talking about green flags today. That's something to look up to. I can be myself around this person. I don't have to put on no airs. I can be my authentic self, and they can be their authentic self, because when you're in a relationship, you're not supposed to be changing anyone. Let them be who they are. And if you choose not to be with that person because of who they are, then you go forward and you walk away. But if that person presents themselves in a way that you like the way that they carry themselves, then that's a good person to spend time with. They are intentional about resolving conflicts. Now, that's a good one. That's a good one, because we know everybody gets angry. We're all going to have some situations in our life. But when you have your first situation with a person and they knocking over chairs and they calling you out of your name and doing all that, that's a big red flag. You don't want to be a part of that. But if y'all have a conflict and they want to sit down, let's talk about resolving this conflict. That's a green flag, because you want to be with someone where you can sit down and resolve a conflict in a mild-mannered way, in a peaceful way. They know how to do that. So that's somebody you might want to just look at a little deeper, like, man, this person is worth getting to know.
I want to go back to that other one, like about the boundaries. Boundaries go beyond just the, I don't like this, I don't like this here. Some people try to force things on people. It's sexual. You have boundaries. No, I don't do that. I don't have sex outside of marriage. Okay, if you're dating, you're dating some people. They want to force things because they'll use the term, "If you love me, you'll do it." If you got the boundaries already set, okay, saying no, my boundaries are these. My boundaries are these, and let them be known. Let them be known.
Yeah. And they should honor them.
And stay to it. Don't act like if I don't do this here, that I'm gonna lose this person. Don't do that. Your boundaries are you. Respect your own self. You respect your boundaries, the other person is gonna have to respect. And if they don't, then it's time for them to fly away.
That's right. That's right. So it's a green flag to be with someone that respecting your boundaries, not trying to change your boundaries. They are actively working on growth and healing. Now, that's a good green flag right there, because you want somebody that's going to be working on themselves, that's trying to be a better them, because you're trying to walk and be a better you also. But if you're working on someone that's not trying to be walking with someone in a relationship with someone that's not trying to work on yourself, that's a red flag. Well, the green flag is this person is trying to do better. They might have had, everybody has a rocky past. They might have had a rocky past, but you see them moving forward and doing the things that they're supposed to be doing. That's good. And they're working on their healing, because we all have some areas that we need to be healed in. And you see them working on their healing and trying to be the best them as God has called them to be. That's really good. They're actively doing it. They're just not just talking about it.
That's right.
They're actively doing. They're, they taking sessions, they signed up for counseling, they signed up for coaching, and trying to be the best that they can be. Just like in a marriage relationship, when you have some issues going on, and you like, we can't handle this ourselves. We need to call somebody in that can really help us. That's a green flag, but it's a red flag in a marriage when you're going through some issues and it's very hard and you don't know what to do. You want to go forward and do coaching and counseling. Your spouse doesn't want to do it. The
bigger problem.
Actively working on growth and healing. Sometimes we all need some outside help. Somebody that's a guy, you're walking in the things of God. You need somebody that's walking according to the ways of God also that can help you. We all need help sometimes. You need to be with somebody that's not afraid to say, I need help. Let's go and talk to someone about this and actively pursue our marriage to get better. Actively pursue our dating relationship. We need help. So let's go forward in this.
And don't be ashamed if you need help. I mean, hey, you need help.
Right.
You know, it's no shame when you need help.
We all need help sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, everybody needs help, and everybody don't know everything.
Mm-hmm.
You got to remember that you don't know everything. Like most people, they don't want nobody in the business.
Yes.
Knowing the world that they got a whole lot of mess going on, but they don't want nobody in the business. If we have a problem, and we know we need to talk to somebody that can tell us, that can speak something into our life that we don't know about, something that will help us to go forward.
Yeah.
You always want to better yourself.
You do.
You always actively better improving yourself.
Yeah, actively working on. And another one, green flag is constructive criticism. That person knows how to accept constructive criticism. There's going to be a time in all of our lives when our husband or the person that we're in a relationship or our spouse is going to have to sit down with us and give us some constructive criticism. You know, if there's a person that every time you try to tell them something, they know everything, you can't tell them nothing, don't tell me what about what you done, and pointing the finger and all that, that's a red flag. But if they know how to step in, like, honey, you know, honey, help me. Help me be the best that I can be, because I need your help.
It's best to be open. It's best because you don't know everything.
Right.
And you know, and when we talk about, okay, we're giving you constructive criticism, which means I'm trying to help you in this area.
Yeah.
Right here. A little bit about this here. Let me speak of what I've seen. Okay, let me tell you about that. Because some people can't take it.
No, they
some
can't.
People refuse to take it. Some people will blow up. I mean, blow up about it. You know, don't tell me what.
That's right. That's right.
You don't know nothing.
Yeah, they point the finger and they try to put it on you. You're trying to help them move forward, but they like, no, but what about you? What about how you act in that situation? How about, we're not talking about me right now. We done got over that hump about how I acted, but now, you know, it's all in the way that you present yourself. Some of us don't know how to present a situation to a person. We make it worse than what it is. That's why you have to actively invite God into your relationship during your single season and during your marriage season. When you want to present yourself, present something to a person, you always pray about it first and let God give you the right time and let you go in the right spirit, because you go at the wrong time and you go in the wrong spirit, they're not going to receive you. But if you let God do it, God will say, this is the time. So now is your time to go and talk to him. I got their heart right now. God is done. He's dealt with that person for you. So now is your time to go. And when God says go, be obedient and go and do what God says. He knows the right time. God knows everything. We just got to learn how to tap into God more.
Listen and do. Listen and obey.
Obey.
God, if you're asking God to show you when, how, then when he says it, do it. Do what he said when he said.
Yeah.
Don't get so anxious that I'm just gonna do this here, and then because you'll be out of line.
Right.
You'll be out of order.
Yeah.
So we want to keep things in order.
Things
in order. You know, and this one right here that says to make you feel heard, appreciated. That right there is important. A lot of people, like we were saying earlier, about you doing a whole lot of stuff in a relationship. You know, you're doing this, making sure that this is in place, but they want to hear. They want to hear.
Yeah.
Because it's important to hear it. Because a person that does a whole lot and never gets hear it in appreciation from doing it, they feel like that they're not doing it. They feel worthless. You know, we should never be in that kind of place where we don't appreciate one another. Let them know. A lot of people say, yeah, I appreciate you telling somebody else. I appreciate what they're doing, but how about telling that person?
That's right.
Appreciate them. Let them hear it. Let them hear that you appreciate it. Tell them, show them. Yes, I really appreciate what you're doing. I just thank you for being so thoughtful. It goes a long way.
And then that person they make you feel heard when you're talking. They actually hear what you're saying. They're not trying to overtalk you. They're not trying to put down what you're saying. You like, what I say really matters because they're really listening to me. They share compatible goals for the relationship. You're not just the only one that's talking about the goals of the relationship. They're actually talking with you. They're actually sitting down with you. And we're talking about where this relationship is going. And I know that women, we have a tendency to just take over in that area, because we wanted to run this course and we want to go that way because eventually we want to get married and want to move forward. But if you're talking about marriage and moving forward, you got to let the man have some say so in that also. Let him do some planning. Let him talk about the goals and things that he wants for the future of the relationship. You got to remember that you're not in the relationship by yourself. It's another person that's there in the relationship with you. So let them share their compatible goals. That's a green flag. When they come and like, I just want to talk about our relationship. I remember when Burnie and I was dating, and we used to talk on the phone real late at night. And I fell asleep on him one night. He was like, I was giving you my heart about, what I wanted in the relationship and where I wanted this relationship to go. And I didn't even hear him because I have fallen asleep. But he just showed me that he was just as invested in the relationship as I was. And that's a green flag. If you're with someone and they're not invested in the relationship, then that's not a good person for you. But if they're talking about where they want this relationship to go and where they want things to go with you, that's a green flag. It's compatible goals. Compatible goals is, we're moving forward, you're moving forward in God, they're moving forward in God. You're compatible in that area. That's why we say don't be with someone that's not serving God. If you're serving God, they need to serve God with you. Compatible. We're praying together. We're reading the word together. We're doing Christian things that we're supposed to be doing together. But if you're not together on that, they're doing one thing, you're doing another. You cannot be one like that.
It goes into that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It does.
If you're walking together, you're doing the same thing together, and you're enjoying it.
Yes.
Some people are doing things together and they don't enjoy it.
Right.
Okay, you got to be true to yourself. You got to be true to yourself and be true to the other person.
Mm-hmm.
Be true. No, I don't really like to do that. Be honest about it. Let's be honest about your feelings. A lot of times we don't want to be honest about our feelings.
Mm-hmm.
We just I'm just gonna pretend like this. I'm gonna fake it until I make it.
Mm-hmm.
No, all the time, like when you be faking it until you making it, eventually like a person gonna see it. It really ain't into this. And then also like you start having like a space in between.
Mm-hmm.
You have a distance in between because now they not into the same things that you are. You're starting to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Again, when you see things, address them. Address them because it's critical for the communication and the relationship to be strong.
That's right.
Don't act like it does not exist. Don't do it.
And another one is they support your dreams. Now, this is really huge. When you meet someone, listen at what they're saying. If all they're talking about is me, and they're not saying anything about, how was your day? That's really huge. How was your day? How was work for you today? And all that. And they're supporting. They know, because you talk about your dreams and everything all the time. You talk about what God has called you to do all the time. They never ask you about it. But if they're supportive in their area, they're going to ask you about it. They're going to ask you, what can I do to help you? What can I do to support you in what God has called you to do? That's a huge red flag because you need that. You need to be in a relationship with a person that can support your dreams, that can support the ministry that God has given you. That is very huge right there. Very huge. Mm-hmm.
Yep. A person that will support your dreams is supporting you
Mm-hmm.
in a great way.
That's right.
You need that kind of support in any relationship.
Right.
A person that's doing the opposite will pull from you, will pull you down because like mentally, spiritually,
Mm-hmm.
there's something missing there that you wish was there. And sometimes what it does, it has a reversal effect on you.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to go up, and because this person is not supporting you, it pulls you back.
Pulls you right down.
So we have to be aware of those things.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta be aware of the things. We should let nothing, the word of God even says, let nothing separate you from it.
Mm-hmm.
Have a boyfriend, a husband, if you're going, they don't want to go the way you're going. hey, you gotta go. Gotta go
Mhm.
where God is pulling you.
That's right.
Because we have to be supportive. We should be supportive
Should be supportive.
and be honest.
Hmm.
You know.
Supportive of a person's dreams. That's very important because
Mhm.
this is something that you've been called to do.
Yeah.
And if they're asking about it and they're, they helping you, anything you need so I can make it better for
There
you.
you go.
Anything I can need to take the load off of you as you,
There you go.
that's good right there. That's good.
Yeah.
But they never ask you about, your dreams, then they're not really into you like that.
It's
Hmm.
important to always give a hand. Always to
Hmm.
tell them they're doing a good job. And
Right.
look for where you can go in there like and fill in and give it be supportive. Sometimes you don't have to say. You can see some things for yourself
Hmm.
and fill in those spots.
Right.
Fill in those spots. Well, I know what you're busy doing this here, so I'm
Hmm.
gonna go ahead and make sure you have all this. Here.
Yeah.
That's being supportive.
You're
Being
supportive.
supportive. Don't be envious. Don't be jealous because you feel like I put more into this that than you do
Lead
me.
you to us.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it's not about that. Everybody has a purpose in life.
That's right.
Everybody has a purpose. Everybody has a job to do,
Hmm.
and you can't allow somebody else to hinder that. You know?
That's right. Yeah. Another green flag is they know their purpose.
Mhm.
They know why God created them. That's a huge green flag because if a person walking around with no purpose, they're going to put all that on you. You're going to be their purpose.
Oh,
They want you to be their purpose. So you have no room to do what you're called to do because they have just made you their God. So if a person knows their purpose and what God called them to do, they're going to be busy doing that. And they're going to balance it out so that you can have your time. They have their time to work on their purpose. They have their time to spend time with God. When you see a person that's well-rounded like that, that's a green flag and a person that you can say, okay, let me go forward and see what else this person has on.
man. Yeah.
Hmm.
Don't hinder somebody else's walk. Don't
No.
hinder somebody else's walk.
Mm-mm.
Don't be so needy
Mm-hmm.
that you feel like you're being neglected
Right.
because they're doing something that you're not.
Right.
Get involved. Get involved and help.
Mm-hmm.
Get
Mm-hmm.
involved.
Yep. Get involved.
Mhm.
And the last one we have is they care about what upsets you. They don't make light of it or dismiss it.
Mm,
You upset about something, they come and they reassure you.
mhm,
Maybe you're going through some issues at work. They care about that. Maybe you're going through some issues with your family. Maybe you just lost a loved one or doctor gave you some bad news. They care about that. They reassuring you. They hugging you. They making you feel loved. That's a blessing, but they act like they don't care. You calling them, trying to talk to them. They don't call you back. They're not trying to get in touch with you or anything. We saw a movie like that where the lady was going through at the hospital. She trying to get in touch with her husband. He didn't even answer the phone, so she had to go through the whole delivery by herself because she couldn't get in touch with her husband because he was out doing too much of anything else. But they care about what upsets you. They don't make light of it. Like people say, this is really an issue with me. And they're like, well, you shouldn't be upset about that. Well, I am upset about it. So they make it a priority to make sure that you're okay. It might be a little thing to them, it might be a huge thing to you, but they like trying to make you feel better about it.
The
Hmm.
importance
Hmm.
of support.
That's
See
it.
the importance of it. It may not even be a big thing to you,
Right.
but it matters more to them. So support,
Hmm.
encourage them, be there for them.
Hmm.
It's not about you, it's about the other person anyway.
Yeah.
You know, we get so tied up in our doing our own thing that we don't even make time for nobody else.
Hmm.
But share.
Yeah.
In relationship, it's important to share. It's important to be there for the other person.
Hmm.
I'm not saying to be consumed with that. You don't get time to do what you need to do.
But balance it
But
out.
balance.
You gotta be
Yes.
balanced. In a relationship, you have to be balanced. So in closing, we ask that you look at the relationship you're in. Like we said, this will help married people also look at the your marriage, someone you are interested in. What is the ratio of green flags compared to the red flag? Keep a journal, write this stuff down, as you're looking. And What are the pros and cons of this relationship? Write them down and see what you come up with.
Amen.
And like always, you got to seek God and you got to trust God to guide you every step of the way. Look for the good in a person and not always for the bad in a person.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. It's a real key. Trust God. You
Mhm.
gotta trust God because God knows more than you will ever know. God knows. God knows
Yeah.
the hearts and the minds of the people. You don't.
Our favorite scripture, Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. You got to trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not to your own understanding, because your own understanding is going to mess you up. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will direct your path.
Amen.
He will do it.
Amen.
We got a question here, honey.
Mhm.
What do you do when your kids are favored over you? The person is not up. They wrote it and then they left. So hopefully they'll get in touch with us so we can find out more, because now a lot of things, we need some more information with this question. Yeah, we need some more information with this question. But to all of you on Facebook Live, thank you so much for joining us today.